The 979th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 979 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Who should we dedicate it to? Breaker Wannabe, who has gotten a dedication for. Yes, he has a female for his because guarantee it's a guy. It's probably an AI picture, but yeah. Breaker Wannabe says your guys' consensus pick, I believe, picks. We're talking about UFC last week. Swept the board. It's true. We went 8-0, and for the entire year, you killed it. For 2025, a lot of typos here. I'm editing it for him. He can't wait to tell us in 2026. Good job, Jeff and Gumby. I got mentioned too, which is why I think I should I should bring it out because UFC. I went 10-1. Gumby went 9-2 last week. So thank you, Breaker Wannabe and DJP. You're not getting dedication because you complained about Gumby's underdog pick. Well, sorry, Gumby went 9-2 last week. He should have tailed his regular picks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I did pretty well. Oh, also, I gotta give a shout out to JA in the Discord because he said the funniest crap about Kennedy and Nzechukwu, who when we were watching was, I mean, just an awful fight. Just so not annoying. Not fun at all.
I'm glad I watched it after the fact because I kept hitting skip. Okay, they're clinching for another 10 minutes.
But he said Kennedy and Nzechukwu is either Mike Tyson or Mike Tyson now, no in between. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna steal that.
Yes, good one. That is, of course, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. I pronounced his name correctly today. I am Jeff Bandana Fox. We had to hit record real quick here. We were talking off air and about PFL. Like we got to record this because it's classic PFL. Actually, there was multiple things we were confused about for the PFL. All right,
I don't think I'm confused for the record. I think you're confused for the record.
We're talking about PFL rankings, and I said, well, yeah, rankings.
There's going to be new rankings.
They don't have tournaments, and then Gumby says.
So first of all, I don't know if that's public knowledge necessarily. So I may have insider knowledge, but I won't say. I won't confirm or deny, should I have insider knowledge, that PFL rankings may be imminent in the near future.
They should have rankings.
They should, yeah, and maybe they will. And then in addition to that, he was like, yeah, they'll probably have rankings in the new year because they don't have tournaments. They do have tournaments. Like the tournament's not going away.
They had a big announcement. They had a big announcement how
they had a big announcement that the tournaments were. No, I thought it was just that the tournaments were not for the title anymore. They're for a tournament title still. But I don't. Did they go away from tournaments entirely? Now you're making me second guess myself. I think they still have tournaments.
How many champions do they have? Do you know that?
A billion. My favorite,
one champion.
Now
I can't find anything. Is this a Mandela thing? I can't find anything.
My favorite part about the one champion thing is Vadim Nemkov won, and I don't think they knew what to write in the like social media posts, like and knew and like because he was their champ and never lost the and then gave it up, and then Francis won it, and then somehow it was on in his fight too, and then like same thing with Cyborg. Like they didn't know what to write there. Like, is this a new? Like she's the champ. We've never had another one. Like it's just like
I think Nemkov was Bellator, possibly. I don't know.
But then they tried to give him. I thought they tried to give him a PFL one, and then he was like
the Jose Aldo thing.
Relinquished it to go, to go down to 205, and then like he fought down there for a minute, and I mean like PFL is gonna PFL hard though.
Now I don't see anything about the tournaments being gone, even though I remember
I thought they're still here, but I think it's just that they're not for the belt. I think they're their own entity away from belts. Maybe they'll give them a fun little trophy this year or something like that. Bring back the Pride trophies. Pride trophies ruled.
Yeah, trophy. Yeah, there's Japanese events where everyone gets a trophy, right?
Yeah,
like New Year's Eve ones and stuff. Every person, it's like
it's like a human size trophy gets a trophy. Too.
But every person that wins a fight gets a trophy, and ring girls and like lays put around or flowers or something like that. So. All right, we're covering PFL today. If you haven't guessed already, you people like PFL. Well, we appreciate them running now that the UFC is not running for sure. And actually, the fights are usually pretty exciting as well. I saw the highlights from last PFL. Looks like we had some good action there. I think your picks did okay as well, right?
It was just all chalk. So like the couple of stabs on underdogs I took didn't come through. But didn't take a huge hit to my overall year total because the favorites I had did cash. So
yep, these things are going to happen in MMA. All right, let's dive into this event and get confused some more. Let me tell you about our app. You get access to all our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. The SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. All right. One thing we do know for sure, it's called PFL Africa 2025 finals. Nice. And nice. They must have an editor now at the PFL. Cotonou, Benin. I don't know either of those places, Gumby. I don't know the name of this place. I don't know. Is it Benin? Benin?
I think it's Benin.
Right? Benin. In Africa. Can you tell us where in Africa? Usually it's Benin, actually, according to the old Google Translate.
It's on the, if I'm not mistaken, it's on the west coast over near the Ivory Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
This is for you, John, because John usually likes when you can figure out where
when I have weird geopolitical knowledge, remember?
Exactly. It's true. It is for people who want to visit. It's right by Lagos. It's pretty close to it. It's right beside Nigeria, Togo, Burkina Faso to the north, and Niger to the north as well. So that's where it is, right on the Gulf of Guinea. There you go. So you know where to go. When you hit Africa, head southwest, it looks like. Mostly west. Hey, it's close to us, Gumby. We should go. It's on the west coast. I don't think we'll be going there. That's where the event's taking place. For people, I'm sure we have some listeners and our viewers over there. It's in the Sofitel Dome. I looked up, it's in a dome. I looked it up. You know how many people it holds?
700.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like 500 to 1,000, but they call it a dome. It's taking place Saturday as well at noon. So PFL is going up against KSW, which isn't like you got to space these things out, people. Come on. Especially with no UFC. We got 11 fights. Tournament finals are the big fights here. So we're going to cover those. Gumby's got 5 fights. He's got picks for in full, and then we got lots to choose from for the lightning round. Lightning round is pretty successful as well for Gumby. No odds yet, surprisingly, for the PFL. Maybe they'll drop by the time you're getting this into whatever orifice you're shoving us into. All right, time for some PFL confusion as well. Gumby doesn't know why this first fight has a tournament bracket beside it in the old Tapology. When you hover over it, it says tournament alternate at 135, which doesn't really make sense. Because
why would you need an alternate when the finals is in the main event?
Yeah. So
unless you think somebody's going to drop out in between the alternate fight and the main event, and then you're going to need to take the winner and hope he's medically cleared to fight the next one.
And why would you not have an alternate for the other weight classes as well? Every weight class.
Just perplexing.
According, the PFL site does not say alternate, so this might just be a Tapology thing. So we'll give you a pass this time, PFL. And Boule Godogo is one half of this bout. This is that bantamweight. He's from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He is fighting Thimna Mhlauli. Is that how you say it, Gumby?
Mhlauli.
Kind of like that. Mhlauli.
Mhlauli.
Someone clip that. That's a good clip. He's from South Africa. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. Whether it's for a alternate or not, they're going to fight. Kingslayer is Mhlauli. 5-0, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. This is his PFL debut. 0-1 in pro Muay Thai, a year younger than Godogo. Godogo is 4-1 with 2 knockouts. He's been knocked out once. 1-1 in PFL. TKO loss in his last bout. He's fought at 145 and 155. He's an inch taller than Mhlauli.
So I assumed Godogo would be a favorite here, but I did take a peek at Tapology, and everybody was on Mhlauli. I don't know that the books will follow suit. He is undefeated and coming to PFL for the first time. Godogo is coming off of being flying knee KO'd, but and maybe that's what's like swaying the Tapologist. But like, I think if you watch the strength of schedule for Godogo, it's way higher than Mhlauli, and like he's looked pretty damn good, other than getting chin checked by the guy who's going to be fighting for the title later on in the night. So like, I'm going to go with Godogo here. I just hope you can get a low playable number. Originally I had like written down like -200. But like, maybe if the Tapologists and, people who are early in on the line sway that enough, but you might be able to see closer to even money or maybe even plus money on Godogo. But the reason I like him is basically both guys are looking for the same thing. Neither are all that talented when it comes to striking or really all that interested in striking, if I'm being completely honest. Both of them would rather get their wrestling game going. And the reason I like Godogo better in that instance is, first of all, if it stays on the feet, if for some reason they cancel each other out, I just think Godogo is like a little bit more technical when it comes to his way of piecing people up. And then the other thing I really like about it is that like Godogo is he's a lot more technical when it comes to the wrestling as well. Like better at grabbing, takedowns where you're supposed to get. He's better at lacing the legs. He's better at not muscling takedowns and things like that. So, if this does wind up being a fight where we have to see like who is better in wrestling, I think Godogo does pretty well there. And then if it winds up being like a stalemate and we have to watch these guys who kind of don't like to strike, I like the guy who like kind of keeps himself safe a little bit better and, maybe picks and chooses his spot. So I'm going to go with Boule Godogo. Hopefully we get him at a reasonable number based on the fact that he got flying knee KO'd in his last fight.
And you say his name fun. I like it. Boule Godogo. That's a fun name to say.
Yeah.
All right, lock it in, and then he'll be fighting for the main event later in the night. Maybe.
By the guy who flying knee KO'd him before.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh, flashbacks. Hopefully he's not listening. He's gonna think he's gonna be in an alternate bout when that may not be the case. All right, tournament championship time. The rest of the way we're at featherweight. Wasi Adeshina, he is from Nigeria. Alain Majorique, he is from a colorful flag place, Cameroon. They do 5-minute rounds, 145. You can tell I normally just look at highlights for PFL. Nonetheless, Majorique is the African assassin, 6-0 with 2 submissions. Hopefully he's better than the African. What's Kennedy's nickname again? African Savage. Hopefully he does better than him. The African assassin is 6-0 with 2 submissions. You should probably knock at least one person out if you're going to call yourself an assassin, and you should finish more than a third of your people. Anyhow, 1-0 PFL regional champ. He's fed at 135. Adeshina is the Nigerian Jaguar versus the African assassin. I approve. 9-3, 3 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been submitted once. 2-0 in PFL. He's won 5 straight though, and a 9 of 10. He has not lost since April 2023. He's missed weight before at 145. He used to fight at 155. 7 years younger than Majorique, an inch taller, an inch reach advantage.
Yeah, I think Adeshina probably like negative 175 here. And he's my pick. I'm going to take Wasi Adeshina. The big reason for me, if you watch both of their striking games, I think both have kind of issues. Adeshina, a little bit predictable. He likes to throw the same overhands, one after the other. He switches stances, so sometimes you see a right-handed one and a left-handed one, but like they're still kind of functionally the same punch. Like his opponents eventually start to see it coming. With Majorique, he's just got like a lot of wind up on his shots, so like they're a little bit more diverse in what he's throwing out there, but you can kind of see him coming all the way. Obviously either guy could tag the other one in this fight, but I really think Adeshina is going to get to his wrestling, which is going to be the big game changer here. He is very quick to the hips. The way that he moves in to close the distance on a takedown, I really like it. It's very high level. And then in addition to that too, he also scrambles really well. I watched him hit like a really, really quick takedown in one of his recent fights. And then, the guy on the bottom was doing a really good job of scrambling and getting to his hip, and he just like swung around to the other side and settled into position really nicely. So I think that that's like a really big piece of this fight. In Majorique has got some decent takedown defense, but I think sort of one of the problems I see with him is that he often like sprawls on a takedown attempt, and then he doesn't do like the other things to like get away and to get himself safe. Like, if you do have a really good sprawl and you sprawl on the back of somebody's head, you have some options there. You should probably post on the head and get away if you have no interest in wrestling, or you could dig an underhook and try to turn him around and get yourself some top control if you do want to do some wrestling. And he kind of just like stays there sometimes. And I think that that's like a real problem because Adeshina loves to scramble. He loves to turn his wrestling into another attempt or, a different version of that attempt. Or, like he won't settle for just one. So the fact that Majorique just like settles for one defense will probably get him in trouble here with the wrestling of Adeshina. Of course, again, like I said, Majorique has got the chance to knock him out because he's got that big windup, but I also kind of think that big windup lends itself well to Adeshina getting a duck under takedown. So I'll take Wasi Adeshina here, hoping he goes to the wrestling game early.
All right. Take Adeshina. More winning plays after I tell you about Kalshi. Kalshi, Kalshi. We just partnered up with them. They're a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, they even have the weather. Kalshi, you can trade anything. You can check out some of the things you can trade. Go to our website, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Search for Gumby's article. He has some wacky stuff you can trade over at Kalshi, listed right there. You check it out for yourself. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use our promo code SGPN. So that's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Gumby, give us a winner.
Sure. We got basketball here on Monday. Let's go with the Mavericks visiting the Jazz. I'll take Max Christie's higher than on his 3-pointers. Have you seen the number of 3-pointers this dude is making a game? It's insane. He's like putting up 4 or 5 a game at this point, and the books and Underdog have still not caught up to that. Seeing projections at 2.5, 3.5. I'd take 4.5. Give me the higher than on all of those for Max Christie.
Boy, going all in on Max Christie. Okay. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 to get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And we're going back to Africa. We've got another tournament championship fight. This one's at heavyweight. Justin Clarke, South Africa. Abraham Boule, he fights under, or at least according to Tapology, the English flag. 5-minute rounds. We'll tell you about Boule, the one and only Boule. 7-2 with 5 knockouts. He's never been finishing a fight. 4-2 in PFL. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. Past 2 wins, both via TKO. 1-0 in Bellator, RIP. 4 years younger than Clarke, an inch of reach advantage over him. Clarke is 4-0 with 4 knockouts, 2-0 in PFL, 5 inches taller than Boule.
So you mentioned 2 wins for Boule, 2 losses before that. It's worth mentioning that those 2 losses came in PFL proper, and both of them by split decision loss. The first one was to Slim Trebelsi, which, by the way, I do think he lost both of the fights, but like says something that they were split losses. But he lost one to Slim Trebelsi and the other one to Rodrigo Nascimento. So like, tippy top heavyweight kind of talent. And then they throw him on a regional tournament here. And it kind of feels like this regional tournament was built for him. Because like, looking around at the other guys who could have gotten through this tournament, there is some I like more than Justin Clarke. His last fight, man, it was ugly. Clarke throws wide and sloppy, and he's got some power, but like what heavyweight doesn't. And like Boule is just like, he's an exceptional wrestler. He's very, very good. Like we saw in that Trebelsi fight, like he was good enough to wrestle with Trebelsi and like damn near take a decision off of him. And now we're talking about like, a regional heavyweight who's pretty much gotten by just throwing hammers and like hoping the fat guy he was fighting runs out of gas before he does. So like, I don't mean to throw shade at Justin Clarke here, but this really feels like you have like a prospect up against the guy who like they needed to use to fill this tournament. And so for that reason, I'm going to say like Boule, like -500. And I think he just absolutely steamrolls Clarke. He should shoot a takedown 2 seconds into this fight, and then Clarke probably never gets up.
All right. Take Boule. He's very much in on him. All right. Our co-main event is for the welterweight championship. Shido, Boris, Esperança. He is from Angola. Yabna and Nchala. Do you say the NW or
Nchala?
Nchala. He is from Guinea-Bissau. Bissau, I think, right? Bissau, yes. I think. Yes. Gumby says yes. He didn't totally confirm it. 170. T'Challa is the Panther. 13-2-1. We got a Jaguar and a Panther now. 13-2-1 with 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. Don't know if he's been finished because I forgot to mark that down. That's very important, right? We need to know if this guy is durable or not. He has never been finished. He's super durable. He is 2-0 in PFL. He's won 3 straight and gone 4-1-1 over his last 6. He used to fight at 145 and 155. 2 years younger than Esperança, 4 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage, so quite bigger. Esperança, machine. 11-1, 6 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 3-0 on PFL. He's won 5 straight, 4 straight via finish. Has not lost since September 2022. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Finally, I get to say it. Correct. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store for all your merch needs. He's fought at 155 and 165.
Yeah, I think Esperança is going to be the big favorite here. Let's say -275. And T'Challa, I mean, real fun guy to watch. He's got like a really creative kick game, lots of spins, all those types of things. But like at the end of the day, it's like a lot of flash and not a ton of substance, in my opinion. And then when you watch Esperança, it's almost the exact opposite. You know, he is first of all wildly explosive. Like when he throws a punch with bad intentions, it is damaging. No, like he's like one of those guys who it feels like when he punches and you have your guard up, it's still gonna hurt the guy. So like, you know, that's already a huge feather in his cap. And then in addition to that too, like he does have a takedown game. And again, very explosive when he hits the takedowns. Like he will slam you big, or you know, he'll like, you know, double leg and he's just gonna drive you in like a football tackle. But then like he has really, really, really careful control on top. So for a guy who's like explosive and like devastating, and you know, like use all those fun buzzwords that we use when guys are, you know, young and great athletes, he has all of that, but then is like very smart and technical with everything that he does in his top game. So it's like a real controlled chaos for Esperança. And then like when you pair that against the guy who's going to be like spinning all the time, first of all, if he's spinning all the time, he's going to get his back taken at some point in time by Esperança. He'll probably stick his hooks in and just ground and pound him from the back in like an absolutely devastating fashion. But like even then, like he misses on some of these kicks and some of this like, you know, flash. That right hand from Esperança is just going to be absolutely deadly if he winds up, you know, off balanced or turning into something. So yeah, I'm going to go Esperança here. I think probably like Babley, maybe not as high as Babley, but like Babley, like a big favorite.
All right. Boring, but we'll take a win because we need wins. All right. Before we get to our main event, tell you about Novig. We're brought to you by Novig. That's Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice on bets. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. Pairs nicely with our daily TCE show, The College Experience, with Mac, Colby, and Noah. That way, every game, you're prepared. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with the sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way you can focus on other things. Gumby has an elite prediction for you right now.
Sure. I'm going to take, we'll stick with the aforementioned game. Mavericks actually look pretty damn good right now. Cooper Flagg looks like he's the real deal. Looks like they don't even really need Anthony Davis. So, yeah, give me the Mavericks over the Jazz.
All right. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and the promo code is SGPN25. The main event is for the Bantamweight Tournament Championship. Nkosi Ndebele, he is from South Africa. Karim Henniene, he is from Canada. 5-minute rounds. Tell you about the Canadian first. The Kryptonian, 6-0 with 1 knockout. Yeah, 6-0 with 1 knockout. A lot of Krypton up here. He's 2-0 on PFL. TKO win in his last bout. He has missed weight before.
He's our flying knee gentleman.
Okay, right, yes. Ndebele, King Ndebele, 10-3, 6 knockouts. He's been submitted once. 2-0 on PFL, so he's won 2 straight and 4 of 5. Regional champion has fought at 145 and 159. Fun weight class.
So,
all right, Gumby.
This is another one. So I'm going Ndebele. First of all,
of course,
I've gone Ndebele in every single fight he's been in recent memory. I feel like the books don't understand how good he is regularly. Like, you know, he's been fighting kind of low-level competition. I want to say he was like a favorite, but only in like the 200s last time. And I just, again, I told you I took a cursory look at Tapology picks, and I think more people had Henniene than they had Ndebele. And like Ndebele, remember, is the guy who went and beat Shorty Torres a bunch of times, right? Like he won that trilogy with Shorty Torres, and largely by wrestling too. Like he took down Shorty Torres a bunch of times, and like that's maybe not even where Ndebele is the best. Like he's a better striker from range than he is a wrestler sometimes. And he was still in there taking down Shorty Torres. Like he is a very, very, very fun bantamweight prospect. He's a fun flyweight prospect for that matter. I am really impressed with Ndebele. And on the Henniene side, like maybe people are hyped because he's coming off that flying knee KO where he like, looked like, absolute highlight reel kind of stuff. He sort of like called it. He kind of like pointed right before he did it. Like all of that's cool and whatnot, but like that lightning doesn't strike twice. And like he's a guy I've seen held against the cage for long periods of time and who's like struggled in the clinch. And like you're gonna put him in there with a guy who's long and lanky like Ndebele and has like good wrestling. Yeah, I'll take Ndebele anytime. And again, I would have put him here as a favorite. It's like hard for me to tell based on what the public seems to think of this guy every single time. Maybe we'll just call it a pick 'em. I'll take Ndebele to pick 'em price.
Of course you will. Of course you will, Gumby. Because Henniene is from Montreal. So, all right. Let's give you a recap. Ndebele, Esperança, Boule, Adeshina, and Godogo. Now he's got a lightning round. Zap Bam Boom Pow with some bonus plays for you.
Yeah, the first one's obvious. I'm going to take Abdullah Kane. My guess is his number will probably be in 4 figures, though, so probably not terribly playable. But he's fighting Giselle Tichaawa, who Justin Clarke got in the first round of this tournament. And, I like shamed who Justin Clarke beat to get here already. But like the guy's got no cardio. He's good for 4 seconds and then he's exhausted. Abdullah Kane is just going to absolutely run through him. And then the other one I like Jean dos Santos, 9-1 prospect, really fun hands, quick as all hell. So like, those will be my 2 lightning round picks. I'll take Jean dos Santos and Abdullah Kane.
All right. You're set for a PFL. You can hit us up in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Of course, YouTube, MMA Gambling and Podcast, Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Check out my Substack at moneymma.substack.com. Check out Gumby's other podcast, Top Turtle, because this week he has on...
We got Guram Gokachvili, who's fighting for the CFFC middleweight belt this weekend. And then we got Octagon champion Will Fleury.
You said his name much better than
Gokachvili. Yeah.
There you go. Of course, that's Top Turtle. You get that wherever you get your podcasts. And we are at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're not going anywhere. We got 2 more episodes this week, a regional for you. Gumby, bid the people farewell for now.
All right, I'm Gumby Vreeland. He's the Canadian Jaguar, Jeff Fox. And we will see you on Wednesday.